He was just the best possible colleague in pediatric neurosurgery, and that's a high compliment, I think.
He was an absolute jewel to work with.
Well, he's such a nice person and friendly to people, jovial.
I just remember him being very easy to talk to, very friendly.
You know, old soldiers don't die, they just fade away. Alan decided to gradually retire, and so he's been in the retirement mode for quite a while, but on purpose, to make sure that an adequate pediatric neurosurgical practice was in place and functioning, which it is now. And that's typical of Alan, you know, doing that.
Alan has the strongest conscience, and he's such a generally really, really, really good man.
He brought to the practice a certain kindness, a certain easiness, and a certain mantra of what's right and what's wrong. We can't do that. We cannot do that.
He's one of those folks that I think most all of my partners would consider one of the moral compass of our group, always trying to do the right thing.
I well remember all the meetings that we used to have, and Dr. Flynn would be pushing for new and different things, and it seemed like you were always the no. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because I think that one of the words that would come up describing you is wise.
I've said this before, I think he was kind of the conscience for our group. We would have discussions about doing things, and it had been, yeah, we'll do it. And Alan would be there saying, well, wait a minute. Do we really want to do that? Is it the right thing to do? Is it right for the patients?
You know, when everybody's talking about doing these wild and crazy surgery, how could Joseph would just say, why are you doing that? He doesn't need that operation.
I think one thing you notice working at the hospital is just how much everybody in the pediatrics department trusted him and valued his opinion. And, you know, if this is what Dr. Joseph said, that's the best thing to do. There's never a question about that.
It used to frustrate a lot of people. What do you mean, Alan? You're raising this issue again. But he was right in doing that.
We didn't always agree with him, but you could always rely on him.
He has been as steady, as reliable as that old Jeep Cherokee.
You've heard about his Jeep, right? People have told you about it.
He and I were famous for driving cars that were older than some of the doctors in the group, and Alan had his.
He had duct tape holding up the windows and all kind of stickers on his wood panel truck.
You can't get parts for it anymore. He has a bumper sticker on it, honk if parts fall off.
I think he probably still drives.
For Christmas, his wife resoles his same shoes because he does not like anything new.
He's resistant to change with some of those things, but the trappings, you know, what type of car he drives, what kind of house he lives in, that's not important to him. That's not Alan. Alan's more important about what he does and how he does things and his integrity.
You know, I think my first impression of Alan was what he was and what he is. And it's that old saying, you know, what you see is what you get.
The other two words that would come up would be caring and compassionate. I'm sure that there's a multitude of people in our region that could speak to that.
His legacy is really excellent pediatric neurosurgery.
I think he was just always able to be so real with patients and so honest with them, and he just had the right personality to do what he did.
He had the responsibility of not only treating the child, but the parents.
He was sincere and honest with the parents, and then he was fun as anything with the children.
If they gave a Nobel Prize for taking care of kids, Alan would be the first person to get it. He never wavered.
He was good about, you know, just handling the children. You know, he took the fear away from them, tried to make things simple, make the children feel comfortable, and make the parents feel comfortable with him as well. So he had the patience and the ability to do that, which many of the rest of us did not have.
And for that, you'll always be remembered, and you'll always be missed, and I'm afraid never replaced.